Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV Baba Gbagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Buhari demands 7 days to fix Naira designed cash. Bank gave one governor 500 million Naira new notes. El Rufai makes shocking revelation. Nasarawa killings, bombings are masterminded from your states. PSC denies IGPs requested to stop promotion interview for AIGs CPs. Protesters storm Oyo governor's office over lingering fuel, Naira scarcity. Police declares Ogboni leader wanted as guns were found in East Lagos residence. 2 ex-Sars officers bagged death sentence for murder. 4 out of 6 school children kidnapped in Nasarawa regain freedom. And to foreign story, UK man guilty in fall 2021 crossbow attack on Queen. Finally on sports, Ndidi to miss Leicester City's trip to Aston Villa. Now the news in detail. President Muhammad Buhari on Friday urged citizens to give him 7 days to resolve the cash crunch that has become a problem across Nigeria, from the policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to change high-value Naira note with new ones. Politics Nigeria report that Buhari said the currency redesign will give a boost to the economy and provide long-term benefits, while expressing doubts about the commitment of banks, in particular to the success of the policy. Speaking after his closed-door meeting with governors of the All Progressive Congress, APC, President Buhari said some banks are inefficient and only concerned about themselves. Even if a year is added, problems associated with selfishness and greed won't go away. He stated that he had seen television reports about cash shortages and hardship to local businesses and ordinary people, and gave assurance that the balance of 7 of the 10-day extension will be used to crack down on whatever stood in the way of successful implementation. I will revert to the CBN and the minting company. There will be a decision one way or the other in the remaining 7 days of the 10-day extension, Buhari said. The governors told the president that while they agreed that his decision on the renewal of the currency was good and they are fully in support, its execution had been botched and their constituents were becoming increasingly upset. They requested the president to use his powers to direct the concurrent flourish of the new and old note till the end of the year. Buhari said when he considered giving approval to the policy, he demanded that an undertaking from the CBN that no new note will be printed in a foreign country, and they, in turn, gave him assurances that there was enough capacity, manpower, and equipment to print the currency for local needs. Moving on to the next story. Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El Rufai, has claimed that one of his fellow governors withdrew 500 million naira in new Naira note from an undisclosed bank despite the inability of Nigerians to get the cash. This is coming amid the cash crunch across the country, birthed by the scarcity of the redesigned Naira note. El Rufai, who spoke in an exclusive interview with BBC Hausa, alleged that the 500 million naira was given to the governor by the bank. The Kaduna government lamented that the 10-day extension given by the Central Bank of Nigeria for all notes to exist was not enough, stressing that more time was needed. Yesterday, I was told that one of our governors got 500 million naira in new notes from the bank. It was the bank that gave him. There is nowhere in the world that currency exchange doesn't happen, but they don't give limited time such as this one for currency swap, and definitely not close to elections, he said. To the next story from Nasarawa. Former Emir of Kano and Grand Khalifa of Tijaniya Muhammad Sanusi II has responded to the allegation leveled against him by Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State. On Thursday, Ortom alleged that some personalities led by Sanusi were attempting to set him up for attacks over the killing of others in Nasarawa. Ortom said he was accused of being behind the airstrike that claims the lives of others in Kweteri, a community between Benue and Nasarawa State. But in an interview with BBC Hausa, Sanusi said Fulbe Global, which is a coalition of pastoralist leadership is not a murderer group. Rather, it protects Fulani culture, restore good morals known with pastoralists, fight for their rights while dealing with recalcitrants in the group. And he accused Governor Otom of working against pastoralists by establishing an anti-grazing laws, as well as setting up a state militia who target pastoralists. Alongside Lamidon Adamawa and late Ahmed Joda, at a meeting with Vice President, then the IG, Idris, and Minister of Agriculture, Aldu Ogbe, where I presented a document to the attendant revealing that Benue State government would train these ranchers, livestock guards, how to use firearms which violate Nigerian laws. The federal government is not unaware about this but couldn't do anything. Moving on to the next story. The Police Service Commission, PSC, has denied that Inspector General of Police, Mr. Usman Al-Kali Baba, requests the Commission to stop the promotional interviews for Commissioners of Police, CPs, to Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIGs, and Deputy Commissioners, DCPs, to Commissioners of Police, CPs. The PSC has therefore advised officers slated for promotional interviews to report to the appropriate quarters in their own interest. The Commission has also cancelled the posting of CPs of Lagos and Ogun State, insisting that the IGP must submit 3 names each for interview before the appointment. The Commission, however, advised the IGP to stop interfering in the affairs of the Commission, as it is an establishment of the law and not subject to the control of the IGP. In a letter to the PSC signed by 4 secretaries to IGP, AIG Afis M. Inwa, and made available to Daily Sun, the IGP had purportedly pleaded with the PSC to stop its promotional interview so as to enable the new PSC chairman, IGP Solomon Arase, retired, resume duty and take up the promotional interviews. And to the next story from Oyo State. Angry youth in Oyo are broken into the street secretariat in Ibadan to protest the lingering fuel and currency scarcity that has crippled businesses and the economy nationwide, People's Gazette has learned. It was gathered that an armed police officer attached to the governor's office was injured by the angry protesters. The crowd was said to have forced other security operatives on the ground to take cover. The protesters were said to have stormed the secretariat with sticks, wood, and other dangerous weapons while forcing the 2 main gates open. The youths had earlier in the morning stormed the streets to express dissatisfaction over the scarcity. Armed with placards bearing different inscriptions, the protesters blocked the ever-busy Iwo Road, lamenting the current situation in the country. They decried the stress Nigerians were passing through in getting the newly redesigned narrow roads. The ongoing protest has caused gridlock along the axis, with many commuters and motorists being stranded. A spokesperson for the Oyo governor was unreachable for comments at the time of filing this report. A video to complete the story.
Uche.
Welcome back. The Lagos State Police Command has declared one Ogboni leader identified as Tajuddin Olanrewaju Bakari wanted. This development was made known in a statement issued on Thursday by the state's Police Public Relations Officer, SP Benjamin Udeyin. The statement links Bakari to the deadly clash in Surulere, where some supporters of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, clashed during the visit of PDP governorship candidate Abdulaziz Adeniro, aka Jandor. During the clash, there was reported open use of firearms and other weapons during the fight that left at least 2 persons dead last Friday. Udaini consequently said the police acted on a video showing a man wielding a pump-action rifle and threatening public peace. The CSP, Egbeyemi-led Rapid Response Squad, RRS, working on actionable intelligence, carried out a sting operation on Bakari's residence in Surulere. During the police search operation, 3 pump-action rifles, 1 Beretta pistol magazine, 1 expended 9mm ammunition, 1 expended and 3 live cartridges and a picture frame were all recovered. The suspect, Tajuddin Olarinwaju Bakari, narrowly escaped arrest and is hereby declared wanted. To the next story. A high court sitting in Port Harcourt has convicted and sentenced to death by hanging 2 former members of the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad for extrajudicial killing. Recall that 5 members of the Sars team, ASP Samuel Chibo, Shadrach Ibibo, Magus Awuri, Ogoligo, and Olisa Emeka were standing trial for killing Michael Akko and Michael Igwe while in their custody for allegedly stealing recharge cards in Oyibo local government area in 2015. But ASP Samuel Chigo and Ogoligo died in custody at the Correctional Center in Port Harcourt, while Shadrach Ibibo, Magus Awuri, and Olisa Emeka continued with their trial. The trial judge, Justice M.O. Okpara, in a judgment, found Shadrach Ibibo and Magus Awuri guilty of conspiracy to murder, while Olisa Emeka was acquitted. Speaking to newsmen after the judgment, the State Prosecution Council expressed happiness, saying justice has been served. She said the court found out that they actually were guilty of murdering the 2 deceased brothers. The court discharged and acquitted Olisa Emeka based on the findings of the court because the prosecution did not prove his case concerning the last person. And to the next story from North. 4 pupils of the local education authority primary school, Al-Waza in Doma, local government area of Nasarawa State, have regained their freedom from kidnappers. 6 children of the school were last week abducted by armed gunmen who later released 2 of the victims. Information recalls that the pupils were kidnapped when the bandits ambushed them in the morning as they were entering their school. There has not been any official report from the police on the release of the remaining 4 pupils. Going to the foreign story. A man told a UK court on Friday that he wanted to injure Queen Elizabeth II after sneaking into Windsor Castle armed with a loaded crossbow on Christmas Day in 2021. Just one Saint Child, 21, who was detained on the grounds of the royal residence while the late Queen was there, pleaded guilty to 3 charges during a criminal court hearing. They include a section of the 180-year-old Treason Act admitting an intent to injure the person of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II or to alarm Her Majesty. He had also been charged with making a threat to kill the Queen and having a loaded crossbow, an offensive weapon, in a public place. Child from southern England allegedly told a protection officer when he was apprehended that he was here to kill the Queen. He planned an attack as revenge for the 1919 Jallianwala Bagh massacre of Indians by British colonial troops, previous court hearings heard. Lastly, on the world news today is a sports story. Wilfred Ndidi will play no part in Leicester City Premier League clash against Aston Villa on Saturday, tomorrow. The midfielder has been sidelined since sustaining an injury in training last month. Ndidi has missed the Foxes' last 3 games across all competition since picking up the injury. Leicester City manager revealed that the Nigerian will return to training from the injury if possibly. The gaffer has however ruled out Ndidi from this weekend's clash. Ndidi has been training well. Rogers was quoted by the club's official website. He has had a personal issue this week and we won't see him involved at the weekend, but hopefully going forward he won't be too far away from the team. That ends the world news this hour from BGI TV. Before we go, some quick headlines. Buhari demands 7 days to fix Naira design cash crunch. Bank gave governor 500 million Naira new notes, El-Rufai claims. Bombings were masterminded from your state, Sanusi returns that to Samuel Otom, governor of Benue. PSC denies IGP's requested to stop promotion interview for AIG CPs. We also brought to you protesters storm or your governor's office over lingering fuel and cash scarcity. On sport, Indeed, to miss Leicester City crunch with Aston Villa this weekend tomorrow. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Babagbagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Gbagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Gbagede Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement only. It is always a beautiful moment when it is a Friday. For all Muslim faithfuls all around the world, Jumat Mufida. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh.